the 95% of everything is driven by the subconscious responses of our brain. So why not really make something to change that and get a lot of benefits behind that? How that happened?
Because the brain did a massive upgrade. The brain understood that it's a file. It's like software, right? And this I love your healthy skepticism.
Sorry about that, but it's very challenging for me. This episode is going to be like 3 hours.
Yeah,
but tell me more about this.
no, I think maybe what we should do is a demo. Right? Maybe if you want, I can reprogram you now if you want.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Let's do it. Okay. So tell me, what's something that you would like to reprogram? Like something that you would like to change.
I would like to change. I was not prepared for this, and I love that because it's very challenging for me. But let's say I want to change.
And that's how she ended up reprogramming my brain. My guest is Itzel Lerma, a neuroscience expert with a deep understanding of how reprogramming our brains can lead to incredible transformations in personal and professional growth. She's helped individuals break through limiting beliefs and develop mindsets of abundance, confidence, and success. This episode is all about transforming the way we think, lead, and grow. The best part of this episode is the live demonstration of this transformation, where I go through a reprogramming session myself. So please grab a cup of coffee or tea and get ready. You won't want to miss this episode. So welcome one more time to the Brilliantly Branded podcast.
I am very happy to have a guest today that is the part of neuroscience world. And one important thing is how she has been learning how reprogramming our brain, how reprogramming and remove a lot of beliefs and probably that could be limiting beliefs that we are creating in our brains, in our way to see the world, and how we can really change that. I had a conversation with her at some point and she mentioned something very interesting, and she told me something like, well, you know what? The 95% of everything is driven by the subconscious responses of our brain. So why not really make something to change that and get a lot of benefits behind that? So today I have the pleasure to have with us Itzel Lerma. And she's going to talk with us a lot of these interesting topics. And the first things is I wanted to give you a warm welcome, Itzel. And the first things, could you let us know who you are? Introduce yourself, please.
Thank you so much, Maria, for having me here. I'm really, really excited to share this information to your audience. So thank you for the space. And who I am is a big question, but I had a client that described me in a way that it felt like, yeah, I think this is me. And she said, Itzel, you are like an ancient shaman with modern tools.
That sounds good.
That sounds good. It's like, yeah, I take that, right? Because I think I love using the language of neuroscience and the new discoveries on how we can create profound change. And that can seem miraculous, right? It seems sometimes as if I had the magic wand that I can make something that is bothering you disappear. So I play in this field in between using modern tools, talking the language of science to create magical results.
That sounds very promising, Itzel. And I say that because I think it's one of our desires always. So how to change the way that we see the world in the sense that we can grow across that. So one of the main things is how our brain works, because just to give it the context to our audiences, I think it's important to know how that works in order for us to know then how we are going to change that. So can you share that with us?
Yes, of course. I'm going to give you my really simple view because, of course, the brain is a huge thing that we really don't know. We really don't know. It's such a brilliant device. But from my practice, what I can tell you is that, as you mentioned, 95% of everything we think, we do, we feel is operated actually by our subconscious mind. And what is the subconscious mind? Well, it's all the programming. It's all the programming because when we were kids, the first 7 years of our life, we were like in a hypnotic state. So we were absorbing information, and from those early years, we created a map of the world. We created our belief system, how the world works, and we still keep, like feeding our operating system, that is our brain, with all this information. But by the time we are 35 years old, we basically stop designing the brain. And from that age on, we're basically just operating from the programs or from previous past learnings and experiences. Right? So if we had a traumatic experience, I don't know, at work, if someone made fun of us, that created like a system in the brain that say, hey, careful, you cannot get into that space, right? Or if we grew up with a scarcity mindset, or we learned that, money is the source of all evil, all these kind of programs, then that creates our worldview.
Yeah.
And what it's interesting is that we are not aware of this, but all our decisions we make, the opportunities we'll take, the things we'll say yes to or no to are defined by all that programming that goes really into the backstage, So from this place, we say, okay, so, I created all this programming from all those years. Many of those are great, right? Many of those programs are fantastic. But some of them might be getting in the way of you achieving your desires, might be limiting you or staying in the way. So what we know now is that it doesn't matter, because if the brain is like a supercomputer, all these programs are more like software, and some software can be edited and actually really fast.
Oh my goodness. Okay. That is it's kind of a revelation. And I think it's important for us to know that, and give me more details about that. I'm so interested about this topic.
Yes, so I'm going to tell you what's the discovery that led us to understand how we can edit these programs like in minutes. So short masterclass.
Exactly.
There was a discovery called Memory Reconsolidation. And what that means is that we found that actually memory is creative. So every time we access a memory, we are not accessing, like a picture and we remember things as they were. No, we are editing it. Every time we access a memory, we are changing it.
How that works?
It's like you will need to ask like a scientist, to explain exactly how this works. But the discovery was that it's like, okay, I remember an event. So it's as if I will open a Word document and make an edit.
Wow.
So the next time I recall that event, I access the latest version, never the original one.
Okay.
Right? So it actually is being said that to preserve a memory is to never recall it again, because we change it, right? So that's why sometimes in family arguments, people are like, no, but this is not how it happened. No, it happened this way, right?
Yeah.
So when they discovered this, they said, okay, what are possible applications of this? And they did like the therapeutic application of this. And they realized that if I want, for example, if I have a subconscious program of scarcity, right? I don't need to know where it came from. I don't need to access the origin story. I don't even need to know the belief, right? I just need, if you will just tell me when was the last time that was a problem. You could say, I don't know, like I was asked for my pricing and I freezed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then that's how I work with my clients. Just tell me the last time it happened. And they say, wait, I was about to make my offer and I froze. Okay, great. So in that moment, the file that stores the information, how you respond to money lights up. It's like by accessing that memory, that is just the memory of the last event, not the origin story, but just the last event, the whole program that runs related to my relationship with money lights up and it becomes malleable. So then I have the time of the session to reprogram that file.
I have a question there because what happened with you just explain us how that works and you give the example with the file that is very accurate. But all those memories that we are building during our life, what happened with those memories if we are addressing that point that make us frozen in that moment related with that topic?
Great question. So what we change, we don't change the memory. What we change is the emotional track, right? So you will still remember things as they were, but the emotional charge would have changed.
Okay.
Right? So you can recall the same, it's like moving, you will recall the events more from a place of wisdom. Right? Like it won't be, it would define you as this thing happened. You will be able to observe them and access them from a different perspective. And that perspective you choose. I never install the change that I think you will have. You always decide how you want to feel.
I love that you sound like an IT person. I'm going to install a new program on your brain.
Because it really works like that. No, so if I was with this client saying, you know, and then so last time they asked me, "What's your pricing?" and then I froze. Then I will say, "Okay, how would you like to feel instead in that moment?" I would like to feel confident, right? I would like to feel like, yes, like I own it, that I'm worth it, right? Excited, right? So what I do is through a very simple process that it's a conversation, I activate that state in her so that her body is in that state of strength, of courage, of certainty, of worthiness. And then I bring the client to now access that memory, you know? So now in this state as you are, imagine that you are again with the client. What do you notice now? And then the brain goes like this, is like, this is weird. Because they start to change, no? They notice that suddenly it's like, no, now I feel confident. No, now I'm starting to feel. And then we do it again in different ways to create different resources to teach the brain. Now this is a new response. So it's like a copy paste, right? Before, the brain knew when I'm about to talk about money, right? Or when I offer my services, I freeze. So that's the learned behavior. We don't know why it happened. We just know it is. The brain predicts. So when the brain knows that you are about to make an offer, it starts preparing you to freeze, right?
Yeah.
But now we are installing the change and we're saying, actually, next time, you know, when you make an offer, now you feel confident. When you make an offer, you feel worthy. When you make an offer, you feel excited, right? And the brain doesn't know the difference between a real event or imagined. So
That's
when
true.
we are accessing that memory and pasting it, the brain thinks it's real. So then it learns, this is the new behavior. This is the new behavior. And then the magic happens. And the magic is that the brain recognizes this as an error because the known response was to freeze. But now the new response is, I'm confident. I feel worthy. I go for it. So the brain, this is important for my survival. This is an error. So I need to update my system. And I need to bring this information to all the areas of the brain, to all the other programs that are connected to this to make the update. And what happens is that even you work on a single memory, suddenly you realize that you can start talking about money without problems. You know, suddenly you realize that maybe you look at your bank account and you feel like, yeah, like this is just the beginning, right? Because the change happened in the subconscious and your brain use its survival mechanisms to bring the change and to accelerate the change to other areas where you were not even aware you needed them.
I have another question then.
Please.
Because, hacking your subconscious is something that, as it is a subconscious, how can you manage that? Or do you use some anchors? Or what is the way that you are sending all this information? Because it will be very easy to coming back to the previous behavior if that is in your subconscious. So what are the anchors that you recommend that people to use to do this experiment?
Well, this is how it happens. So first, to know that what we do in our sessions, when we reprogram the brain, this is not an insight, like normally happens in traditional coaching or psychotherapy, where you just get an understanding, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we work in this way using memory reconsolidation, you are changing the brain. You change the program, which means you don't have a way to be back to, because this is the new way. This is the new way that is installed.
Okay.
Right?
I will have to experiment that.
Yeah, you have to. And let me explain you why this is possible. So when we were hunter-gatherers, right? Imagine we were used to just eat berries from every bush, right?
Yeah.
And we were eating them. So the brain knew, when I eat when I see berries, I just put them in my mouth. And then there was a moment when someone ate a poisonous berry,
Yeah.
right? So in that moment, the brain has to do a massive upgrade because it's an error.
Yeah.
Right? Now this berry can kill me. So the brain not only remembers this single berry from this single bush, it has to remember, it has to remember like these berries wherever I see them, right? Not only this bush, but in winter, in fall, in other landscapes. So in the same way, when the brain recognizes as an error in a response, it's just that this time the program is called money mindset, right?
Yeah.
When it discovers that it's an error, then it says, I need to update this information. And it happens all in the background. We couldn't even orchestrate this change because the brain is using its own mechanisms of adaptive behavior to ensure your survival for you to install the change that you want.
Wow. That is revealing in the sense that it's supposed that everybody knows that, it's like, you are thinking, you are making changes, but then you realize that even when you are doing and trying to make changes, you come back to the same thing that become a habit. And actually will be my next question related about how you build this new habit, about this new thought.
Well, the thing, Maria, is that you don't actually need to repeat it, right? So I'm gonna give you an example. I did a training 2 months ago on reprogramming the addiction to the phone,
Mm-hmm.
right? That it was like this unconscious behavior. We train the brain that when I am bored, this little box keeps me entertained, right?
Yeah.
When I feel sad, this box makes me feel good.
Yes.
Right? When I don't know something, I just look it up. So we trained the brain, and it became an unconscious behavior that we just use it, right? So we did a group session, and what we did was to help the brain change the relationship to the phone by using like the Marie Kondo neuroscience technique, no?
So you put it in a shelf or what? That is the best solution.
That's another tool that works, right? But in my work, it's like I want you to have it in front of you and just naturally not be tempted. So in this case, what we did is like the brain organizes information, right? In the same way, Marie Kondo does. Yeah. So it's like, here is a place where I do the things that I love. Here are this is a place where I do the things that I don't want to do. Here they go. Here goes the people that I like. Here goes the people that I don't like, And So then we taught the brain, okay, where is your relationship with your phone now, right? And say, okay, maybe it's in this place. And then we created the shift that how would it be to use the phone more as a tool, as it was meant to do, right? So each participant chose what kind of tool, what kind of relationship they wanted to have to their phone, like in the same relationship that you use a tool.
Yeah.
Like in my case, it's like my Thermomix, right? Like I love my Thermomix, but I'm not thinking about it all the time.
Yeah.
I love what I can do with it when I'm using it. So then we use a simple technique that we don't have time to do it now, but that I really want to encourage people to look it up if they are interested, where we basically tell the brain, okay, now the information that you have from the phone, now bring that into the space where this tool is. So I had a client that said, I want to use my phone like I use my scissors.
Okay.
Right? So it's like, okay, put your phone in the place where the scissors are, no? And the brain understood, okay, so now my relationship to my phone is like where the scissors are, right? So we play a little bit with it, and it was 1.5 hour session. And I was the first one to be surprised that by the time of the one-on-one, because I did like a group program, and then I wanted to do one-on-ones to make sure I could install the change. And when I was in the one-on-one, they said like, it's gone.
How
Like
that happened?
Like that, because the brain did a massive upgrade. The brain understood that it's a file. It's like software, right? And this is I love your healthy skepticism.
Sorry about
it.
that, but it's very challenging for me, in the way that I have been studying as well what happened with my brain, how I can reprogram and how I can think differently. And I have to admit that it's challenging for me. I mean, that change needs time.
Because no. And that's exactly why I wanted to share this space with you, because that's exactly the traditional mindset. Yeah. It's like change takes time.
So I have to change my mindset with
you
you.
need 21 days, right?
Correct. Yeah.
To create a new habit. It's not true anymore.
Okay.
It was true back then. But now, like this new understanding, memory reconsolidation is a new understanding that it's 5 to 10 years old, right? So it's going to take some time to reach the masses. And it's really a breakthrough in personal development, and even in the space of well-being, because there's really no boundaries for what you can change, right? But I love like this, like, but how is it possible? It's like, yeah, because your brain is amazing, because we are capable of that fast change. It's just that we didn't know how to use it at our advantage, and now we have more understanding on how to do that. So when you are changing the file, you don't need to put more effort. It becomes it's a new subconscious program. So how much effort do you put in doing something subconsciously? No, it's subconscious, right? So you wake up, you make your coffee, right?
But my question is a little bit more like, this group of people probably experimented many changes in how they behave with the phone. But the thing is, how do you manage the fact that you are coming back to the same, let's say, habit? So your habit is wake up and see what is happening in your phone, and your habit is taking your phone with you all the time. And you can organize it at the example that you gave and put it in a shelf where, okay, this is going to be used for X or Y. But how do you break that habit?
Because you change the program. Okay, so that the habit is a program, right?
Okay.
Program. When I wake up, I do this. When I wake up, I do this, right?
Exactly.
So you change the program. So how would you like to be in the morning instead? Right?
Okay.
I want to wake up and I want to look at the window. Right?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to grab my phone until after breakfast.
So be aware of how you want to manage that is what is very important here in order to send this message constantly to your brain, if I understood well.
Well, you only need to be aware where the program kicks. And then together we reprogram that. And then you don't need to do anything else.
Tell me more. This episode is going to be like 3 hours.
Yeah.
But tell me more about this.
No, I think maybe what we should do is a demo, right? Maybe we can do now. I can reprogram you now if you want.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Let's do it. Okay. So tell me, what's something that you would like to reprogram? Like something that you would like to change.
I would like to change. It's a very good question. I was not prepared for this, and I love that because it's very challenging for me. But let's say I want to change my concept related with abundance.
Abundance. Okay, great. So tell me, and by the way, Maria, for this is gonna work only if you are, vulnerable, like open to it. So also feel free. For me, the most important part right now is that you get your change.
Yeah.
So if later on you decide not to put this on the podcast, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I just want to have you the change that you really want. Okay. So
Wow,
forget
fantastic.
about, okay.
Yes, fantastic.
Just
Let's
go for
do
it.
that.
Let's take the opportunity.
Let's do that. Yeah.
And then we see. Okay. So great. So abundance. So tell me, I want to give me a very specific example of how this is showing up for you. Where is an obstacle?
I don't see the abundance all the time as I have that before, let's say.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you used to feel abundant, or can you say?
I was feeling very abundant all the time, and now I'm not feeling the same way.
Okay,
there's something change.
Okay. So let me see what I'm getting, and you tell me if this is the way. First, we're just framing what's the change, right? And then we get into the tool. So if I am reading it correctly, it means like there's some lack, like at some point the lack kicks up, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Okay. So then tell me, when was the last time that something I'm looking for the trigger, right? Like maybe I was okay, and then I look at my bank account, or maybe can you give me a very specific example on when the program of lack kicked in?
Well, the lack can be coming frequently based on what I am doing when I am getting frustrated because I am not having what I want, what I will like. So I'm feeling that there is a lack.
Okay.
There is a lack.
Stop. Okay. Welcome to working with me. I'm going to stop you because when the program is running, I stop it. I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for. To open the file, right? So that we can edit and get rid of this, like now and forever. I need a very specific moment, right? So there's several moments when this kicks in. So can you recall the last time that something you were saying didn't go as I wanted?
Yeah.
And then it kicked in. Where were you? What was happening? What did you see or what did you hear?
Frustration is one of the things at that moment happened.
Yeah. No, but I want to know the moment. So take me to the scene, take me to the event that triggered that response.
Let's say when somebody told me that one of my products was not for them, for example. Mm-hmm. One of my products related with the services that I am offering. One of those was rejected.
So just, I don't need to know the name of the person or anything, but I just want you to remember the scene when you got rejected, right? So was it over email, over phone?
Over email.
Over email, right?
Yeah.
So take me, like, you were probably okay. And then what did you saw or what did you hear when it kicked in? What I'm looking is like, imagine this was the scene of a movie, right?
Okay.
So it's like I was in my computer. I saw the email, I saw that I got a response. I opened it. And when I read this, boom, I'm looking like for the plot twist of the scene. Can you take me to the scene?
Yeah. So I
Okay.
was in my computer. I was seeing that that person reply me to my proposal. I have all the hope, like, yes, we are going with this project. We are going with this project. And when I open that and I start reading, something got out my guts right away, because the way how that person was starting writing, getting into, oh my God,
Yes.
this is, yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So you open the mail and you read. Now tell me, was there, like a particular word or what was like the line that you read when
Let's say the kind part, that like, your product is amazing, but.
but? Great.
Yes.
Great. Perfect. Okay. Now shake that up.
Yes. I need to move. Yeah.
But it's good. We open the file, right? So I really want to accelerate it. So I want another couple of examples because I don't want to change only that network. I want to change more, right?
Yeah.
I want to change as much as I can. So give me another couple of examples when this program, the doubt of the abundance, or the scarcity was kicked in.
I think it's many. When you are doing business development, always there is people that say, I love it, but it's not the time. I love it, but
Yeah,
it's always that.
give me another example.
I love it, but this is not the time. I love it, but I don't need that right now. Well, this is the same, but I love it, but I already hire something with the same service, for example.
Or I already okay, great. So let's work on the bot because it seems that it works in many cases. Okay, awesome. So we open the file, right? Now, to be able to create a new response, I need to get you out of the charge state because now it's activated, right? So let's, shake your body.
Yes. Yes.
Ooh, get it out.
We need to refresh.
Exactly. So do this with me. Just start tapping, the top of your head.
Yeah.
Just with the intention of letting this go. Right? Like, I let this go.
I let this go.
Yeah. And now start tapping the space in between your eyebrows. Again, with this intention, in your own words, of letting this go.
I'm letting this go.
And then the bone next to your eye. I'm letting this go.
I'm letting this go.
And then, whatever comes inside you, you can keep it for yourself if you want. I let this go.
I let
So
this
that
go.
I can move on. Right? So that I can keep moving forward. Whatever feels true to you. Now move to the bone under your eye. No, just I allow this to go.
I allow this to go.
So that I can win, right? So that I can succeed.
Yes.
Right? And now the space in between your nose and your upper lip. I allow this to go.
I allow this to go.
So that I can make my dreams true, right? So that I can create my mission.
That I can continue my mission.
Yeah. And now in the center of your chest, I allow this to go.
I allow this to go.
Because I'm moving forward. Because I'm going to get it.
Because I'm going to get it.
Because I'm going to get it. So I let it go. Yeah. And now raise one hand and grab it with your other hand. Okay. And now just take a deep inhale and exhale twice as long. Great. So now open your eyes and tell me, Maria, in those moments, how would you like to feel instead?
I will want to feel good in the sense that one no will be another opportunity to really grow, learn, and get it bigger and continue working.
Exactly. So when you say good, tell me more about how good would that feel?
Well,
How
this
does it
is
feel in your body when you feel good?
when I feel good, I'm feeling like a fire on my chest.
Yeah.
Instead
So
of the pain on my stomach, I'm
yes,
feeling a fire on my chest.
yeah. We focus only on how you do, not how you don't. Okay. So tell me, I want you to bring up that feeling of the fire in your chest, right? When you know you're going after someone, because I know you and you are a very determined woman, right?
It is, yes.
It's like, I'm going to put whatever it takes, but I'm going to get this.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's like, yes,
Yeah.
I want to be your friend because I know.
I don't like to accept no by an answer.
Exactly. So feeling, that fire in your chest and take this posture, right? Feeling that fire that you're going to get it.
Yes.
You only get yes for an answer.
Yes.
Right? And now as you feel this fire in your soul, I want you, keeping this state, I want you to go back into that moment when you open this email.
Yes.
What do you notice now?
It doesn't matter anymore. It's
Matter
part of
anymore.
the past.
Part of the past, exactly. It's like, no, okay, let's go for the next, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
this is just one little thing. It's like, okay, it's not this way. Let's go.
Yeah. That's
Right?
beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. When you say it's like, okay, great, it's part of the process, right?
Yeah, correct.
Us as entrepreneurs, us trying different things, it's like getting no's is part of the process, because also, how are we going to know what the right path is if we don't get the no's, right? It's kind of,
That's true.
it's putting us in track, right?
Yeah.
So when you know that it doesn't matter a no, doesn't matter about, no? It's like, I'm still doing it.
Yeah, I'm showing up.
I'm showing up, exactly. It's like, no problem, next. Right? Like another medal, like more training, more muscle training, no
Yeah,
problem.
muscle training. Yeah. That's true. Wow,
Exactly.
that is amazing. That is incredible, and I'm sure that the beautiful part of this is how I start to apply this to my day-to-day life and start to see changes.
Wait, Maria, we are not finished. We are not.
Okay, good.
This is just like the little. No. We're installing this in your brain. Wait a second.
Okay.
This is your session. This is not your podcast anymore. This is your session.
Exactly. I forgot for a minute.
Yeah. Then I'll give you the mic back. Okay. But I want to make sure that this sticks, because it's repetition, right? But instead, because the file is open, instead of you repeating on yourself 21 days,
Yes.
now we just have to repeat it here a few times, and then the file closes and it gives the information. So you don't need 21 days. You just need 5 repetitions. Okay?
I love that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's nothing you will have to do. Do it now with me.
Okay.
Okay? So bringing this understanding, and this smile in your face when you say, okay, another medal, right? It's like another flex, muscle training, right? It's like, thank you. No? I just did another bicep. Knowing that it's training, and knowing that each part of the process is making you stronger.
Yeah.
Right? It's still getting you in the way. You're still in the journey.
Mm.
Right? So knowing this, that you're getting stronger, you now remember that you're reading this email and you hear, thank you, but what do you notice now?
It's not the same feeling, in fact. I think that I really get it in the past.
What's the feeling now? Tell me what's the feeling now?
I'm feeling super quiet, super peaceful. This is not something that is making noise in the back of my brain anymore.
And when you are, when you are at peace with that, you have different ways to respond. Now you have the mental capacity to respond because you are not triggered, right? So
Exactly.
you could even say, no, why? No,
Yeah.
you could even say, help me learn from this. No, like I would like to learn, or if you choose someone else, could you please tell me, how could I have made an offer that was more interesting to you?
Yeah.
Because you are not emotionally charged by it. So then you can decide or to move on or to fight back for it.
That's true.
Right? Because you're
That's
free.
true.
You're
Yeah.
free. You don't have to run away from the feeling anymore.
Yeah.
Right? You are free to choose.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And when you know that, because you are away from the emotional charge of the bot,
Yeah.
and that you can say, no, what, you can fight it back. You can be curious about it. Now this is curiosity. It's like, help me learn. No? Like I did a great job. Like I did a great job at this. Help me understand what happened here, right?
Yeah.
So you could even be playful, right? When you could be curious, you could learn more, you could even keep the relationship, or you could even revert things and win things back, right?
Yeah.
Now you're free to play with the possibilities. How does that feel when you're free to explore those other possibilities?
That opened a ton of possibilities, actually, because I think part of the things that happened before, it was, okay, no, no is no, but not open to, okay, why not?
Yeah.
Explain me, how can I be better?
Yeah.
And this is something that I haven't explored until now.
Yeah.
So that is fantastic.
Exactly, because many times a no doesn't mean not you. A
Exactly.
no means not the product as it is, but the product
Yeah.
can change. It could mean a not now, but then tell me when or how would it
Exactly.
need to change, right?
Yeah.
And that's when we actually learn. So with this beautiful smile that you have now, when you
Thank
know
you.
that the possibilities open, that, oh my God, there's a whole world to explore with a bot.
It
Or with
is.
no, now in this knowing, go to the moment when you're reading this email and you read bot. What do you notice now?
It really doesn't. I mean, but is now a word that is open a world of possibilities for me.
Yeah. One more thing. I want you to tell me. I want you to imagine that it's a few months from now. This is no longer an issue. You are past this, right? You are past the programming of rejection. You understand it's not rejection,
Yeah.
right? It's just a response, right? It's just a response, and with responses you can play,
Yeah.
right? So how would it feel when you are free from that? From this is a thing from the past. It's not rejection anymore. It's just an answer.
I love it. I love it. I think that wounds of rejections are there for many things that happen in my life. And I think that is part of what is happening to me, in fact, because I connected that.
Yeah, and that it doesn't matter, right? When you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Tell me, it sounds to me, correct me if I'm wrong, that there's a sense of liberation.
Yeah. It is. It is. It
Like then I'm
is.
free from whatever happened. It's not getting in the way anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
feeling light. It's feeling
Yeah.
lighter.
I have to make sure that the new program is installed. I need to ask you again from this state, relaxed. I want you to recall that moment when you open that email and you read bot. Thank you, Maria. Bot.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel now?
Just a word. Next.
It's just a word next. Exactly. But okay, next.
Exactly.
Awesome. So
That is
what this
fantastic.
means is like your brain is gonna do the rest for you, right? It's recognizing
Okay.
the new response, this new response. What do you have to do? Nothing.
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 You don't need to recall this exercise. You don't need to try to bring the state. You don't need to
Nothing.
do anything.
I just have to probably bring in another bunch of things to work on. Right? That is the worst part. So now I'm going to practice in this all the time. And, well, I'm very happy that, that happened live. And if I'm honest, I will love to leave this like that because people, have to understand that, at the beginning, I was a bit, skeptical in the sense that, well, but that works, that doesn't work because I have been trying many, many, many things. And part of my beliefs is that a lot of things are coming from your childhood and this and that and all the things that you put it into your brain and how this short session demonstrate that you can really change things if you change the reprogramming of your brain. So for me, this is already a fact. I will be sharing with people that I'm curious about how I'm feeling. I will be openly sharing that because I'm really happy with what just happened. Thank you, Itzel, very much.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you.
There is coming back to our episode and the purpose of our episode, where the people can find you. What are you now doing? You mentioned the workshops about the relationship with the phone, but where are you now and where are you going right now?
Yeah, well, I still take clients one on one to work on the very specific things they want to work on, right?
Yeah.
And then I run group programs. One that it's going to be coming up again in September. I'm
Okay.
I'm launching a second edition of Freedom from Your Phone. I am launching a program to change reprogram our limitations around money.
Ah, fantastic.
That it's a cause that feels very dear to me. So best way is, well, I am on social media, no, itzel.lerma.lu or my website, itzellerma.com.
Yes.
There you can schedule just a call with me. I always offer a free call to explore if this is the right work for you, and if I can help you, then I will be happy and honored.
That is fantastic, Itzel. I have to say thank you because actually I am the most benefit here, but I know as well that people can do the process. They can contacting you, doing the process with a professional like you, and knowing the information that you just share with us is key for many things. Which other, and just to wrap up, which other beliefs are capable to change with this process? I mean, whatever you want to change.
Yes, yes, that everything is a program. And my colleagues as well, we know we specialize in different things. There's topics that I'm just not so interested. Like I don't reprogram addictions, for example. I wanna more reprogram people to achieve their dreams, to unlock them to reach their dreams. But I still need to find boundaries for what this work can do. People that were gluten intolerant and now they can eat gluten.
Yeah.
Uh,
That you can reprogram in that.
yes, I was
Oh
very
my goodness.
surprised.
Yeah.
But
I'm already even more surprised.
yeah. It was 2 sessions and it was gone. We were playing, right? I didn't know. I said, okay, I was honest with my clients. Say, let's play and let's see. And I was very surprised to know
Wow.
it happened. I still need to find boundaries for what we cannot change, but I do know that the only people that don't change is the people that really don't want,
Don't want. Don't
right?
want.
Because you have your free will. There's no way I can change you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It's
Yes.
like, if you want, we go for it.
Well, I love that. I love that. I love this episode. I mean, I think that we were preparing that for a long time and all. Thank you for your patience, actually. And
No,
I think that this is going to leave a lot of information, content. And thank you, Itzel, for being here with me. I don't know if you want to add something else to this beautiful episode.
no, just to tell, I just want to send the message out that you can change in minutes, long-lasting change. That if you've tried, other modalities, give yourself the opportunity to try reprogramming your brain in this way. And thankful for your generosity, to be my guinea pig. And I hope this inspires a lot of people to know that you can change. There's nothing about yourself that you cannot change if you want.
Well, that is fantastic. Thank you, Itzel. I'm so happy that you share all your expertise with us, and I hope and wishing you all the best. Thank you very much. Ciao, ciao, Itzel.
We hope you have been inspired by this content and join us for future episodes of the Brilliantly Branded podcast. We will continue exploring the power of branding and the stories behind successful brands. And remember, if you know a woman who has built a successful brand with a unique approach and a story to share, please refer them to our podcast. We would love to learn from their experiences and share their story with our listeners. Stay tuned for more episodes of Brilliantly Branded, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, on our YouTube channel for more branding insights and women empowerment. Until the next episode, ciao ciao.